Hello, I'm Laura, the Library Lady, and welcome to today's episode. Today I will be discussing a nonfiction book geared toward middle schoolers and high schoolers. The title of it is The Biographical Dictionary of African Americans, and it's written by Rachel, I'm not sure how to say her last name, Kranz, and Philip J. Koslow. That's Koslow. Well, I did some research on both of these authors, or should I say editors, and come to find out that Miss Rachel has written several books, and she has a website called, I think it's called Discovering Oz, and it has nothing to do with the Wizard of Oz. It's a marketing consulting firm. So if you need someone to market your goods, at least check out her website, Discovering Oz. I think it's kind of expensive just from what I saw, but depends on you and your product. And I can't make any recommendations of the quality of their work. So I have a paperback copy, but it is a dictionary. So all of the people who are in it are in ABC order by their last name. It was published in the late 90s. So as a nonfiction book, I think it's excellent, but it's a bit dated because nonfiction, the information changes and it needs to be updated. But I did look online, and this book is still very available on Amazon.com. And so when you open the book, it has a contents page, and it lists all of the people who are in the book in ABC order or in alphabetical order. So you can go directly to that person's page. And of course, their last name is listed first. So the first person they have is Aaron, Hank Lewis, of course. And then there's Abernathy, Ralph David, and Allie, Elvin Jr. It has an introduction. It says the Biographical Dictionary of African Americans includes more than 230 entries covering Black Americans from the earliest days of colonial America to the present. Prominent Black figures in politics, religion, business, academia, science, sports, and the arts are profiled, as are military heroes, leaders of slave revolts, journalists, inventors, and journalists. So we have a number of people from different genres who are in this book. Also, at the back of the book, they have other sources about African American studies. 4 pages of other work about African Americans. And then they have entries by area of activity. So they have I would call this a specialized index, because depending on what the person did, you can go directly to that page. And then they have entries by year of birth. So starting way back in 1700. So if you were looking for someone, like I was currently at Valley Forge, and that was about the Revolutionary War. And even though Crispus Attucks was not there at that place, he's connected to the Revolutionary War as an African American. Now, I've learned about more African Americans that were impacted by the Revolutionary War and who fought for both the British and the rebels, meaning us, the United States. And then they have Benjamin Banneker, and I've been to his historic site 2 or 3 times. So then let's see here. Then they have a timeline, a graphic timeline, to give you an order so you know who the contemporaries are. It's just a graphical representation. And then finally at the end they have an index. So I know many students and children and teachers and parents don't use a reference book, but this would be considered a reference book, and it's very easy to go to Wikipedia or just Google someone and find out about someone. And in this case, that may actually be helpful because at the time of this book being published, many of the people, and this is 2013, so many of the people, not many, but a number of the people have passed on, or they've accomplished much more. Like, I don't know if Toni Morrison had won her Pulitzer Prize when this was written. And then they have Queen Latifah, and she's done so much more since then. And then their entry about A. Phillip Randolph is very compelling as well. So this information is very helpful. They have Wilma Rudolph, of course, and they just have so many outstanding Americans. And here's A. Phillip Randolph. And I've read his entry, and just in the first two paragraphs, there's so much information. And he was the backbone of the March on Washington that happened in 1963. And we're about to celebrate the 50th anniversary of it on August 24th, 2013. So he made it possible for Martin Luther King to have that audience that he had for his I Have a Dream speech. And many other people that are not as well known played such an important role in that march and the civil rights movement as well. So this is a great book. Definitely check it out. And I think it's important as a parent that in your personal home library, or when you go to the public library, that you expose your children to different types of writing. So this is nonfiction, it's informative. The information is either 1 to 3 pages depending on the person, and the purpose of it is to inform. Or if, my father used to open an encyclopedia and sit down and start reading. Not many people read an encyclopedia or read a dictionary, but there are those who do. So this is a great book. It is available on Amazon.com. It may not be available in a local bookstore just because it was published in the mid to late 90s, but it may also be in your public library, but it's definitely on Amazon.com. So thank you for joining me today, and I encourage you that whatever your passion is as far as nonfiction, that whether it's gardening, cooking, sewing, skateboarding, whatever it is that you love, to expose that in an appropriate way to your children. Thank you and happy reading.